Actually had just finished a little short story live reading from one of Algernon Blackwood's classics. That's not what this video is about, but it's been quite an interesting evening. I made this piece of art last year, and it has been quite a journey. This took me a long time. I really had to flesh out the characters and everything that was happening. What I wanted to talk about is actually my experience when I'm doing the voiceovers for these ghost stories. You've seen a few of them maybe on this channel where I share some original art that I make with a time lapse, and then I read my ghost story over it. Well, I'm making maybe my biggest one to date, in that it is a two-parter. And I'm really looking forward to sharing this with you. I just keep inching closer and closer. But I don't think I've ever really shared a video that just where I talk about the process of, setting this up in terms of recording. Got this little recording booth that I made, and I thought maybe you'd like to check that out too. I get this feeling like as I make a project, there are so many great moments that string together like a necklace. Certainly, recording the voiceover, the reading with the atmosphere and the sounds is definitely a special moment. I thought I'd kind of talk about that a little in this video. So, come along, let's enjoy. At last, I'm about to record this thing. I have been fighting and wrestling this one project for the better part of a year in terms of the sound recording. There's a painting I've been dealing with for over a year, maybe a year and a half, I think, or something. But that's a different story. The thing is this Frankenstein and Mermaid project, it has really been kind of one thing led to another, and it's basically been in my head, so I'm excited. I have just closed the red velvety blackout curtains. I mean, they're kind of blackout curtains, but this is for sound, But I am about to record. I am so happy to be at this point, and, I just feel like I need to make some short videos that just kind of document this as it's happening, because I need to keep the activity going. The important thing I realized is that I identify my enemy. It is comfortability. And I keep finding aspects that say, oh, this isn't quite the time yet, or it isn't right, or I need to do this, that, the other thing. Now, I have gotten it, I think, writing-wise to where I wanted it, where it's needed it to be. So in many ways, I think that there's been some kind of great plan that has brought me to this point. But now I'm ready, and it feels amazing, and I think the lesson is I can have this feeling because it's no one else. It's just me doing this, So all I have to do is step through it. And I'm so excited. I'm about to go in there and get this recorded. And it's a really exciting moment. I can't believe this is happening. And it's been, like I said, over a year in the making. I'm going to step in here, and I'm going to inhabit a world, and it's a world I've been dreading, and there's so much in there, and it is magical. I was up late last night rehearsing this part of the story, rehearsing part 2. I'm doing part 1 right now, and I can't wait. This is going to be one of the biggest pieces of the puzzle. The thing is pretty much already edited in terms of visuals, which is huge. And I don't know why I've been scared of this story, but sometimes that happens. It's just like, I think it represents a lot of me and my own emotions and how I feel this kind of kinship to the emotional themes that Mary Shelley was talking about or whatever. And it was a wonderful journey. I don't usually do things like this where I don't know, it's some kind of like, it's almost like a fan fiction or something like that. But I was like, I need to take the plunge. It's something, it's uncharted. And this is where my creativity thrives, in uncharted. And it does not thrive in being comfortable, which is what has kept me from doing this. And it's almost here. I'm going to enter this portal. I made this, and I've had so many great experiences in this world, and I get to do it now, and that's why I'm kind of sharing this moment with you guys. It's really exciting, and just another part of the Psalmanac, the vlog, the BTS. So the story is called Mermaids and Monsters Unbound, Part 1. And I am just thrilled. After I do this, I'm going to cut it with the footage, and then I've got to get the kind of soundtrack going in there. It's ambitious. I'm going to do it again with Part 2. So, but this is just, I'm thrilled. I'm freaked out. It's coming together. We're doing this. But before I do, I've got all these trinkets, and they're going to clink around, and they're going to make lots of sound. So I'm going to keep these two. My ghost ring, seal of Solomon. There are a few things as magical as a sound booth. You step in and it is an environment that is unlike anything sonically than anywhere else in your life, really. You might have other interiors that you're in that, everything's dampened in, but there's just something about the way that the laws of everyday life that we become unconscious of, because sound is kind of all around us, and we're into loud noises and silences, but we don't really get into the nuance of it. We don't really experience the complete reality change that stepping into a recording booth does. And every time I'm in this, I'm always aware of that. And I can be very sensitive to these energies. I mean, it's just magic. It's sorcery in here. And I have to step in, and I have to take a breath. And I always have to realize that I'm really excited, and that's a good thing. Sometimes I step in and I just get really kind of tense, and I want to make sure everything is good, but there's something really beautiful about how it just calls you to pay attention to all this around you. There's nothing like that. And yeah, if I could, I would just record these every single day. But, I got to make paintings, I got to write and all that stuff and rehearse. And, it's a whole thing, people. But, what a moment. And I live here. It's a beautiful thing. Count your blessings, This is a gift. So that's the update. Anyway, exciting things are afoot. And in the meantime, while we wait for this project to, come alive, here's something else. Check it out.